What's up everybody, my name is Landon, you're watching GamingBolt, and today we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories, specifically asking the question, is Death Stranding actually Silent Hills? And be sure to take all of this with a grain of salt. There's no hard, concrete evidence to any of the things I'm going to be talking to you guys about today, but it's just kind of some fun thoughts. Who knows? Some of them could be true. Before we get into any of that though, we need to talk a little bit about Silent Hills, PT, Death Stranding, and Kojima. So let's get into it. The first Silent Hill game was introduced in 1999 for the PlayStation, which then spawned 6 other games in the main series, 5 spin-off games, and a feature film. It's a survival horror franchise typically set in a fictitious American town and always includes some truly horrifying experiences. The last mainline entry in the franchise was in 2012 with Silent Hill Downpour. In 2014, we were greeted with PT, a PlayStation exclusive demo released by an unknown studio. Turns out this was actually a playable teaser for an upcoming Silent Hills project being worked on by Hideo Kojima, Guillermo del Toro, and Norman Reedus. Shortly after the release of PT, a whole slew of controversy started with Kojima and Konami, eventually resulting in his departure from the company. If you want to know even more about this, you can check out our other video regarding why gamers seem to hate Konami. Nonetheless, with Kojima no longer at Konami, they decided to officially cancel the upcoming Silent Hills game and surprisingly remove the PT demo from the PlayStation Network altogether. After some time off from the public eye, Kojima eventually announced a new partnership with Sony and an exclusive new game. This also came with the announcement of his newly formed studio, Kojima Productions, and according to Kojima, his new partnership and project is completely unrelated to PT or Silent Hills. At E3 of 2016, Kojima revealed his new game to be Death Stranding and debuted a trailer for it. Well, there's some backstory for you, and if you know anything about Kojima is that you know that he loves to be cryptic. He's always releasing very ambiguous tweets, and this leads to a lot of gamers coming up with a lot of theories revolving around him and his games. Now, what I'm going to cover today in this video, I can't actually take credit for. I'm only reporting on these, and again, reminding you, take these with a grain of salt. There's a lot of interesting theories that we're going to be talking about, so let's get into some of them. There's 2 main theories here, and lots of overlap, so let's just get them out in the open now. The first is that Death Stranding is secretly the Silent Hills game that was shown at the end of PT. The second theory is that the whole feud between Kojima and Konami is just an elaborate ruse to build mystery around the project. I told you, take all this with a grain of salt, and who knows, some of these things could even be true. Kojima is crazy enough. The most obvious connection between Silent Hills and Death Stranding is Norman Reedus. He's providing his image for the upcoming game and was used in the ending credits for PT/Silent Hills. This doesn't really confirm anything, but it's a connection that we must make. It's also rumored that Guillermo del Toro will be involved after Kojima used an image at Tokyo Game Show 2016 that seems to show himself, del Toro, Reedus, and one other figure. What's really interesting is the uncanny similarities between PT and Death Stranding, as well as some very strange messages and callouts from within PT. A radio is used as the primary source of dialogue in PT, and at one point it plays a message in Swedish which translates to, "Don't trust the news, don't trust the police. They are already controlled by them, as the radio drama from 75 years ago was the truth." This can only be a reference to Orson Welles' War of the Worlds radio broadcast from 1938 about an alien invasion. Aliens aren't anything new to Silent Hill, as they've been a part of multiple games, including a joke ending to Silent Hill 2. It's been speculated that the "don't trust the news" portion suggests that we shouldn't trust the cancellation of the game. The dialogue then continues to say, very soon the gates to a new dimension will open. Now we get to tie that comment to Death Stranding, and based on the trailer for Death Stranding, we can assume that the game has something to do with alternate dimensions as well as aliens. And we get the aliens comment from, at the very end of the trailer, we see floating beings and they start to dissipate away. And those could be aliens or those could just be people with powers. Also around Norman Reedus' neck in the trailer are a bunch of what looks like flash drives that have equations on them, and other people have figured out that those equations have something to do with alternate dimensions. And that's something that I'm having to take other people's words for because I can't even begin to understand the science behind there. But really what I'm getting at and what some other people are getting at on the internet is, could those conversations from the radio in PT be foreshadowing events in Death Stranding? And at least a few folks think so. The other main connection between Silent Hills and Death Stranding are the oil and the baby in the Death Stranding trailer. As the hand imprints in the sand, they fill with black oil, and in Silent Hill, that tends to mean something has been tainted. Hand imprints are also a reoccurring theme in the Silent Hill franchise, although that can be said about many horror franchises. The baby vanishing as Norman Reedus picks it up, and the cesarean scar on Norman Reedus' body can be derived from the PT demo discussing an abortion at the hands of the father. During the Silent Hill teaser trailer, the radio gives us a message from the alleged point of view of one of the children murdered. It says,
"Dad was such a drag. Every day he'd eat the same kind of food, dress the same, sit in front of the same kind of games. But guess what? I will be coming back, and I'm bringing my new toys with me."
Could this be a message from Kojima about Konami? Was this a jab or an omen that he will return? At E3 2016, when Andrew House announced Kojima and Kojima announced the crowd, he explicitly said,
"Hello everyone, I'm back."
One of the creepier connections between the two games is the use of an umbilical cord. In PT, there is a very strange radio message saying, after killing his family, the father hung himself with a garden hose they had in the garage. Underneath that statement, you can hear murmuring of umbilical cord. In the Death Stranding trailer, the main character and the baby are initially connected through an umbilical cord, and the entire beach scene is full of them scattered everywhere. Could this just be a coincidence or something more? One final connection I want to touch on in this video is the connection to Junji Ito. Ito is one of the most distinctive and twisted manga artists in Japan and has been confirmed to have worked on the canceled Silent Hills project. At the DICE Summit, Del Toro and Kojima hinted that they might continue to work together soon, and while hinting at their partnership, Del Toro mentioned Ito's name offhandedly. This is by no means a confirmation, but could definitely be viewed that the three are going to be working together sometime in the near future. Now, there are tons of other connections out there, and I encourage you to go look into them. There's too many for me to cover in just this one short video. So now let's get into some of the ideas as to why some people think that the Kojima and Konami feud is actually just a ruse. First and foremost, Kojima is known for trolling fans. He's done it numerous times, and if this is true, this would be his most grand example and would go down in history as gaming's biggest troll. After Silent Hills was canceled and it was announced that Kojima would be forming Kojima Productions with Sony, you would think this theory wouldn't have any legs to stand on, but somehow it sort of does. Why would Konami make a Sony exclusive game like Death Stranding when the Fox engine was specifically built as a multi-platform tool? Well, Konami has a history of making Sony exclusive titles, and PT was a Sony exclusive demo. Death Stranding also being an exclusive could mean that there was already a collaboration with Sony in the works. Remember how I said Kojima is known for being a troll? Recently, Kojima has been tweeting images suggesting that he might not be done with Silent Hill after all. In March of this year, Kojima tweeted a photo of an energy drink that looks incredibly similar to a Yunker. A Yunker is an item that restores your health in Silent Hill. Then, in July, Kojima tweeted an image that he was listening to Burn the Witch by Radiohead. Burn the Witch could be a reference to Alessa Gillespie from the Silent Hill franchise. She has supernatural abilities and is often referred to as a witch, and that exact phrase is used repeatedly in the feature film. Speaking of music, in the Death Stranding trailer we hear the song I Keep Coming by Low Roar. Aside from the title, which could be a connection to the dialogue in PT that he will be coming back, it's also worth noting that this might not be the first time Kojima has worked with Low Roar. You'd think it'd be as simple as Kojima just liked the track and wanted to use it. Well, it turns out the band signed Kojima's copy saying, "Hideo, let me write more music for you." More music? What could that mean? The song was from 2014 and all of this is happening now. Could really all of this have been planned from that long ago? From Kojima being fired, the Silent Hills cancellation, and the Death Stranding announcement, can all of this really have been in the works for years? Well, there you guys have it. Again, I was only able to scratch the surface on the amount of theories and information that's out there on this topic. So I encourage you to go online, read up on it, make your own opinion on it. But what's mine? Well, I really don't think that Death Stranding is actually Silent Hills, and I also don't think that the feud between Kojima and Konami is a fake. I don't think that it's a ruse. I think it's all real. Now, if it were a ruse, I think that would actually piss off more fans than actually be a cool reveal, but kudos to Kojima for being a wonderful troll if that is true. Now, do I think that Kojima is going to be reusing some ideas that he had for Silent Hills in Death Stranding? Absolutely, and why would he not? I mean, he had all these great ideas that none of it was able to come to fruition, so you might as well put it into something that's actually going to see the light of day, and I'm very excited to see what he's going to come up with in Death Stranding. So, that's my take on it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And again, if you like this video, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and keep coming back for more videos like this, and we'll see you guys next time. And that wraps it up. What are your thoughts about this? Let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and share it on Twitter and Facebook. And why not consider subscribing? We upload some really cool videos almost every day. Thank you for watching this video, and happy gaming!